Okay, so recently I started to write because I have all these crazy ideas and all these things that come to me, and I need to get them on paper. So recently I came across a quote, um, actually a few years ago. It's called Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson, and it's impacted me in a lot of ways. So let me read it for you. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. You were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And it hit me because we all come in this world as a child, right? Whenever you see a child, you see, wow, it's so beautiful. There's just that level of joy, that spark. And it says, we were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. I grew up in an Anabaptist circle, very reformed. And since then, I've been from pretty much every single sect of Christianity. And my ideas about what God is and who God is has changed a lot. I'm always growing, always learning. But there's something so divine, something so special about, right? When an egg and a sperm come together, there's this spark of light. I've looked into a little bit. There's a spark of light that happens, and then 9 months later, the whole process goes through. And what if, this is just an idea, what if when it says we're made in the image of God, I ask people all the time, what does that really mean? And they just say, well, God probably looks like us, or we look like God. But if God is a spirit, and it says that God is light, and Jesus was the greatest light that came, and a hue is a form of light, and man is manifestation. What if there's a little bit of God inside of each and every one of us? And when that spark, when the egg and the sperm come together, that life happens, that is like a tiny bit of God coming into this world from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. And the salvation experience is going through having, it says the kingdom of God is likened to these little ones, right? You have to have the faith of a child. And what if the whole salvation process of getting back to God is allowing that light to be fulfilled in who you are, right? So we come into this world and we have no previous programs, no nothing. We're like a brand new MacBook Pro. No scratches, no scrapes, no programs, no viruses, no nothing. And when I say program, we're a product of our environment until we choose not to be. Proverbs talks about how be not deceived, evil communications corrupt good manner, and vice versa. Everything is a duality, right? You see male, female, you see up, down, left, right, black, white, and I know that's getting into the yin and yang idea and all that new spirituality stuff, but see the point it's making. Our whole system is made up of ones and zeros. There's truth in everything. You just have to have the wisdom and discernment to see through it. So, right, remember, everything is a duality. And going back to the idea that we come into this world with no programs, no previous viruses, and then we're in a certain environment, right, where you learn your ideas, how you communicate, what race you are with ethnicity, what your culture is. Everything about you is created, and this creates who you are. And we forget what that pure form of life as a child was. And what if the whole salvation experience is getting back to that, to the childlike faith, the childlike love. When you see your child, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so enjoying so much energy inside of that child. And when we go through this life, right, we come in with no viruses, no programs, none of that. But you get in these certain environments and you begin to be programmed and you think a certain way and you act a certain way and you do these things. And then these are where the malwares and viruses come into play, right? The generational curses, have you. And you have to learn to unlearn them. The greatest commandment, right? Love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And the second is like unto it, love thy neighbor as thyself. What does that infer? It infers that I have to love myself. And I grew up in a circle where saying I love myself is a sinful, selfish thing. And for a while, that's what I thought. If I ever heard anybody saying I love myself, that's an evil and sinful thing. As I grew older and grew in wisdom and discernment, I realized with my real eyes, the real lies I was being told. There's a play on words there. Big word guy. But in order to love someone else, you have to first love yourself. Let me break it down. Let's use logic, right? So, if you need money for gas, and I'm the only person you know, and I don't have any money to give you, you're not going to have any gas. So in the same way, you first must need to learn how to love yourself. And I'm not saying this, in a prideful, egoic way. I'm talking about loving yourself for who you have been created to be. Right? Our deepest fear is that it's not darkness, right? It's that light inside of us. Each and every one of us has that light. And what's sad is the generational curses is you have an adult, a physical body of an adult, but because something happened to them at a young age, right, something traumatic, it traumatized them and kept them in that child at whatever age that happened. So that's why a lot of people today, adults, are traumatized children stuck in adult bodies. They might have the age of 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old, but something happened at a young age that very unfortunately trapped them and kept them at that age. And anytime any level of stress or something happened around that time in their life, it gets reacted. And we call it the process of sanctification, but it's working through that. It's remembering who you were before that light got dimmed. So yeah, ask yourself, what is your deepest fear? Are you afraid to let your light shine? For a long time, I would always have people tell me like, dude, you need to put videos out there. You need to start telling people, right? Because I'd say all these things like, dude, this is super cool, but like, when are you gonna make videos? And so, this is just me starting out doing something, right? If you're somebody who just wants a quick fix of dopamine, I am not your guy. So, yeah, something to think about. I'll be coming out with plenty more of these. I have lots of ideas. I think I'll go by the name of Lil Frank, the light worker, right? Because Jesus is the greatest light, and God is light, and Jesus is the Son of God, and we're to be like, what does Jesus say? Be like me as I am like my Father. So I'm just going to do my job of being my light worker for the greater kingdom. So like the great light himself, may there be peace on earth, and that all men would show kindness and goodness to each other. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day.